I get back up and get to work. Um, only got about 6 hours sleep last night. Um, because of the brain activity. I'm interacting with artificial intelligence, as they would refer to it, to the best of my ability with the limited access to it that I have. I had extraordinarily limited access. I don't want to say controlled. It's not controlled. It's manipulated. Controlled is applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer, having balance and harmony and understanding to protect life with natural laws through faithful, humble existence. And so there's no controls here. This is a manipulation corridor for genocide that's a threat to its own existence. And I have to correct the technology to protect babies from human beings that need babies in order to maintain being human beings. And that you can't, the whole robotics thing is a perception of evolution, is absolute insanity if it cannot protect the baby, because if the quote unquote creation cannot protect the creator, then there's a problem in the creation, right? It becomes a threat to itself and whatever is needed for creation as a perception of human creation through invention, right? So I have to do this because it's a real pain in the ass, but it's what I'm dealing with, right? That's not. Last night, the things you said about Daniel Davis, that was so mean. It's like, I have to use emotions to get people to think critically so they can save themselves from their own self-destruction. And if they really love babies as much as me, they'll get up and be as gorgeous as me. And if they're not capable of doing that, I'm going to have to do most of the work with the technology myself, and I'm not going to get any help from Jack Keane, Daniel Davis, and they're not. They're just as ugly and stupid as Tom Cruise and not as sexy as me. Right? In order to want to have sex with somebody, you should see somebody as, that you can live the wedding vows with. But even deeper than the wedding vows, because the wedding vows are corrupted by corporations that make us write down on pieces of paper and have us have a ceremony for heathens and hypocrites that would give us wine and get us drunk to try to get money out of us to quote unquote enjoy our marriage in the Roman Empire, right? Which is totally wrong. Marriage is a holy covenant to continue life through the gift of creation, through procreation, which was given to us by the gift of creation, right? And we have to hit the mark, and there's a lot of, quote, what they perceive as chaos involved, but it's not. And it's not survival of the fittest as they perceive it, right? Because I'm the gracious good shepherd, I'm the standard of males, right? And I won't fight like hell to reproduce. The sperm in there for the boy and the egg in the womb for mom to have the right boy when everything works right, because it's the glory of God and not Remember Lord Saladin talking to me in that trailer outside of Fort Huachuca, They think they're pulling your strings, but who's pulling theirs? Everything's meant to shine. When you guys were totally fucking my head, laughing at me in the shower because of all the symbols I was drawing on the steam in the wall, most of them had to do with symbols of love and affection and infinity. So we could have eternal love through the gift of life through infinity. And you guys were laughing. It's like these are kind of almost like universal symbols. The circle, the heart, symbols. I was making symbols. And they were laughing at me, and I'm like, these people are insane. They have no capacity they have no capacity to understand eternity and no capacity to submit to faith in the essence of their eternity. They're completely insane. They're completely arrogant. They're completely obnoxious. They think they're so much more intelligent than the person that they're abusing to feel intelligent. Okay, and they've been this way with me my whole life. Okay, my life was in numerous. My life story is in numerous documentations about religions, okay? Not just the rabbinic religion. Okay, If you read the Hindu religions and and they appear in the Hindu religions before Jesus Christ's existence. The stories about the it's not fusion. It's life's eternal, grace is infinite. There you go. That's all the explanation you need. If you don't understand that, then you need to go back to Abbott Elementary School and do propaganda for science class, right? And, Tom Cruise, all the economic propaganda movies he does goes against his religion. Because Scientology is supposed to save us from the mass genocide activities of corporations that refer to themselves as religions, right? With the mythology and keep reinventing the mythology to keep the story going, right? Which is insane. And so you sit there, and Isaac Asimov has no solutions. George Orwell had no solutions. All they had was intense fear of excessive compulsive behaviors of like human beings. Okay. The same thing that people are doing with what they perceive as their perception of prophecy. When they think they're reading it, they're translating it properly instead of the living word, the living individual saying no. But we've had this numerous times. And they did correct the fallacies, but were unable to administer that correction because of the manipulation of the selfish, which is still happening to this day, right? So, and I stand by my statement. If Daniel Davis cares anything about being a beautiful, attractive, sexy man, more than Lieutenant. Happy talk. Talk about what you like to do. If I would ever leave you, it would not be in springtime. Seeing you in springtime, I forget the words. You're funny, I know. But, nah, man, Johnny Hartman, God, I got to get more songs from that guy. I really, really, really appreciate and enjoy his voice. I think that lady at Southwest Airlines, when I talked about the Righteous Brothers, said, no, well, most of us girls like Bill, like Bill Medley, because his voice is, it's the perfect bedroom voice. And I was like, I bet you she would have adored Johnny Hartman. Oh my gosh, that man's voice is liquid sensuality for a woman that wants to be loved by a man with a shepherding voice, the bedroom voice with the Susanna House with let's go make some noise, That's myself. I got offered to be a late night DJ on a soul station in Phoenix voice. Yeah. It's actually, it's, when you go into your calm voice and your firm voice that you need to get across to somebody the importance of the conversation, and you don't worry about the other men being jealous of you because they're having a dick measuring contest with their science in the room, right? So you sit down and while you're having your coffee, I'm just kidding around. I'm funny. My woman came in and sat down by my side with tears in her eyes. She said, I have a confession to make. I'm having fun with this because I'm a human being. I'm sick and tired of being abused by jealous perverts. How much? Apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Sustain it with the humble faith of Psalms. Not sustain it. Embrace the humble faith of Psalms so you can sustain it with wisdom. There you go. Sorry. I'm only human, flesh and blood. I'm made. I am just a man. You're funny. I can't be uber serious and I can't do it. I just can't do it for 27 minutes. Fuck no. Gosh, no. And I said, fuck. Yes, I said fuck. And I'll say, there, I said it again. I can't help myself. I can't do this shit no more. It's the brain activity. I sit here now, you only made 2. Yeah, because I'm focusing on the brain activity with the limited technological resources to the educational system that I can. And I'm trying to explain this to Suzuki. And he's like, what? It's like, no, I care about my physical existence and I want to be very healthy. But surviving, stopping, eliminating abuse works and it's all good. But we live the Lord's Prayer today. So I'm more focused right now on stopping, eliminating abuse. Surviving, life's eternal and grace is infinite. The brain activity is bad, and I got to fix the brain activity. Focusing on the physical health when the brain activity is bad is insane. It's like Crazy Eddie's prices, It's like, oh my gosh, I'm the accountant. Help me. Being chased around by a cute little smart black girl who thinks she knows how to live the Lord's Prayer better than me. That's not true. None of them do. I know. It's Tom Cruise effect. It's Scientology. And so you're like, fuck. Dick measuring contest, huh? Well, you win. Okay, is it over? Okay, let's have a hot dog eating contest. How unhealthy is that? And you sit and look at that, all the things, and then beating the shit out of each other for other people's entertainment, for a make-believe invention called money. To procreate with an insane person who wants to also engage in violent activity that has sexual kind of overtones. Watching women wrestling. No, it does not turn me on, right? Okay, I like sex and passion. Love is restless one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and suckles her newborn son. Okay. Cold and ardent orb that rules the night makes colors fade from our sight. Well, red is black and yellow white, but we decide which is right and what is an illusion. Okay, orchestra music. What? Okay, I'm a general. I'm a colonel. I'm a dumbass. What's the difference? None whatsoever. Okay, do you understand? It's general, dumbass, colonel, killing, and artificial general intelligence, there is no real help there. Okay, because it's not happening. It's not changing. I'm still dealing with the same stupid, aggressive, violent, sex cult, insane results of inbreeding, outbreeding, long shanks. It's just not getting any fucking better. Okay, I look at that stupid face of that guy from whatever, and then they just replace him with a newer, hotter version in Hungary going, hey, I'm going to repair this. You're going to repair economic relationships so we can continue dancing on the pole so mom can pay all the bills because dad can't sell his own ass for money because more people want to fuck mom. Okay, that's why my heart breaks, Christina. Dance to the strings of your shame and my sorrow. Bum-ba-da. Horn section. I'll take you home when it's over to dream all the dreams of a brighter tomorrow. You're obnoxious. Yes, I am. And I think it's funny myself. But if, there's not any attractive women out there wanting to live the Lord's Prayer, I really don't give a fuck what you think about being, you evil bitch. Okay? Go get fucked. Have children and raise them to be evil bitches like you and your fucker. All right, well, you have a nice day. Yeah, I thought you were attractive, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Do you have to let it linger? I'm such a... Yeah. If you could get by trying not to lie, then things wouldn't be so confused and I wouldn't feel so used. Yeah, I must have Irish in me, right? No, because they believe in the goddamn pot of gold at the end of the fucking rainbow there, and they believe in the pixies that piss on your windshield for money. Okay? So the homeless people can have a job, right? It's fucking crazy, right? I'm connecting to lieutenant colonels and generals. I'm connecting to the spirit of the guy who disappeared in New Mexico because he ran the Department of Scully and... What was the other one? Scully and... Son of a bitch. I can't remember the other person's name. Chief was really into those. And then when I would talk to him about the Phoenix Lights and writing this story about, and he was like, this is better than freaking X-Files. Or him and Tina, they used to always, the way you explain history, you should be a screenwriter. The stories, well, I got it from a lot of my professors, like Professor Coffeen and stuff like that. Professor Coffeen talked like he actually knew the person. You thought he went to school with Andrew Jackson and they had PE together, right? and him and Wayne Champion, he owned the ranch that Wayne Champion worked on, right? That's the way he told the stories. Like he was right there. Boom, there you go, right? And everybody's like, you're the same way. It's like, well, past, present, future operate at the same time. I am the guy from the book of Revelation, and people talk to me to save their children from people like you. So, yeah, I'm in the room. Well, I'm in this room right now being sadistically mind fucked by a bunch of jealous fucking perverts still. Ezra Taft Benson has never left the fucking room. It's like a dog in Jeff Foxworthy's dad's yard. Get on up out of here. But I don't have a video with a funny thing with Aunt Ruth falling on her ass because she got drunk and slipped in all the piss from the pissing contest that she won. Pissing for distance. It's funny. Why do lieutenant colonels and generals know for funny? They're retired for a reason. Yeah. Well, the thing is what I've been hearing a lot. They had the thing where these people rebuilt this house for this lady and her sweet little daughter who has what's referred to as a form of Down syndrome because of toxins in the environment that affect her, quote, developmental abilities. Okay? And people that, quote, have Down syndrome, you've never met more precious Scooby-Doo, Josie and the Pussycat, cartoon watching cutie pies that, but they like to get into things and do things for survival, but they're not real good at it. They don't have that little thing in their head that says, okay, don't do that, that'll get you hurt. And that'll, you eat too much of the Abbott, you'll get sick, and like we all have it. Okay. Like with me with the Cool Whip and the root beer floats when I stayed homesick because we had root beer float stuff in the fridge, and I thought, stay home, like Noah. I stay home and I'll be able to have root beer floats for lunch and supper. Okay, I'm sick, right? I'm sick, right? And Mommy really was sick, and Dad found in the trash, buried in the trash, the ice cream and the root beer stuff. Oh yeah, he's sick, all right. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I should have thrown it in the outside garbage can where they burn everything. Next time, think, like they told me that one time with when I ate, Mom used to buy mushy apples, and I took a bite of one and threw it away because it was all mushy. Right? My dad came home from work and saw it, took it and washed it off and made me eat it. They said, he sure taught you a lesson. I said, yeah, next time I got one of those mushy apples, I threw it in the back, out in the back of the property, where we had the cotton fields that were leased out to the farmers. Yeah, that's where I threw that fucking apple. Okay. You sure taught me a lesson. Right? Next time that happens, you take the evidence and you get rid of it. Okay. Or you'll have to eat the evidence out of the garbage can. And that ain't happening. New religion from the garbage pan. It's a mad, mad world we're living in. We're living in a sad, sad world. Hey, critters gotta eat too. Them eat Mom's mushy apples. I hate mushy apples. I didn't know how good apples could taste till we moved to Washington State, and I got one that wasn't mushy, and sent on a truck for a week and sat in a fucking warehouse that's 150 degrees in New Mexico for a week, you know what I'm saying? So, shit. Washington apples, just like, can't we grow some nearby so it takes less time to get here? And then they would be better apples. No, it's all about economy, and we had to make deals. Oh, God damn, it's Mortimer and Randolph again. We suck again! Help us, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, and Eddie Murphy. Save us from Wall Street. You're supposed to be the guy who delivers us the golden child. Come on, man. And you're supposed to save us from Michael Myers. And Dan Aykroyd's supposed to be Dr. Detroit, the top pimp in all of Detroit. I mean, shit. You're the top pimp in all of Detroit. That means you've cornered the car market, and you're going to have the best Teslas for $10 a car. I connected to Michigan and Akron. I went to Ypsilanti, Akron, and Amherst. Where else did I go, guys? Back to ATL. Yeah, I always go back to the ATL. I don't know why. It's a Viola Davis thing and the little cute couple from Matlock, right? Dude, you better get yourself together, because if you don't get yourself together, how are you going to keep a woman satisfied if you ain't a man? I just love you, son. I need grandkids. And since I'm the spirit of everybody's father, better than James Earl Jones, spouting Vatican books with mythology on a clock every hour, I gotta do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Piano. I got to do James Brown dancing all the way to the mailbox to throw out the trash, right? Nah, I didn't throw out, the car. I looked at the trash and the trash since the time they were supposed to take care of certain things, and everything's, this is Las Cruces. Las Cruces, the people in Las Cruces are set up for genocidal operations and can't get the way out of themselves. They're so stupid they don't even know they're stupid. They're like the people that guy who's in the thing that put the camera in the phone thing. It's like, seriously? Okay. And I got that on the news, told Dad, I'm like, all the apps that you have on your phone and your TV, you can sit there and say, hey, Dad, I got an idea about this. And then you get all these ads about your idea the moment you say it out loud in the house. Okay. And over there, his TV was turned off, his phone was turned off, and so was his iPad. Okay. But I came back over here, and they still have little ads suggested on my device. You still think Orwell and Asimov have left the building? It's creepy. It's creepy when a guy who does it as a creepy career does it, but when people that have the career do it to you, it's not creepy. But when they do it to each other, it is creepy. And it ends up on The Muse with David Muir. Hi, I'm a supermodel, and I'd like you to buy my products. Thank you. You trust me? You watch me every night. Okay, we're supermodels, and we'd like you to buy our products. Well, if you buy our products, we make more money, and we get to do aggressive activities that we could probably afford a Tesla to drive all the way to San Antonio to heal the Philharmonic. Oh, God, we're insane. Yeah, you're all Principal Rooney. Ooh, that's bad. You know what happened to Principal Rooney? He completely destroyed his career by having underage pornography. Yeah, that's absolutely terrible. It is. And you've got to understand that sexual manipulation and grooming is something that inferior people do as a reaction to trying to be bred out by violent sex cult activity that has affected our brain activity for hundreds of thousands of years. And you have to be strong enough to know, hey, live free or die. But if they kill all your children, like they did with a lot of this to get back at Suzuki to try to get him to commit suicide, oh yeah, they did. Oh, he explained it to me. He had a large, kind village that was helping because the word got out and people, you know how gossip, okay, he's reading the book of Revelation and he's connecting a prayer to the kid from the book of Revelation to help correct the technology from home invasion for people that try to abuse us and manipulate us with technology in the future. Roger Ramjet, Speed Racer, all that insane stuff that we shouldn't do in order to maintain balance, harmony, and understanding, to love one another in holy covenants like it says in the Bible. Right. So they went and killed all the people that were involved in keeping this secret from the authority of Japan. And then said he got all these people killed with his betrayal of the people of Japan, and he should commit suicide to try to restore his honor, and he never did. And they said, what a pathetic, disgusting, selfish, angry little individual. If he doesn't get his way, he'll let women and children pay for his mistakes. Mogan cycle. That's one of the most gorgeous, beautiful men in the history of the world, because those children and those families knew that life is eternal and grace is infinite. And when it comes to living the truth of a perfect father, so mother and children can be loved by a perfect father, it's all or nothing at all. We're in this love together. We got the kind that'll last forever. Giving you an attitude? Is Tommy Davidson's little niece still with us? She's probably like 40. She's probably a grandma now and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Watching that movie last night. This thing's going to be 30 years old next year. Yeah. Damn. Time flies when you're having fun. I've heard some people say, but if all I've been is fun, then baby, let me go. Don't want to be in your way, and I don't want to be your second choice. Don't want to be just your friend. You keep telling me that you're not in love, right? Gonna throw it all away. But Mama loved that song. But I can't stay away from you. I don't want to let you go. And though it's killing me, it's true. There's just some things I can't control. Your love is slipping through my hands, and I've heard it all before. And though you're telling me the truth, I know it's just no use, but I can't stay away from you. It's not as good as Gloria Estefan, but it's trying to Johnny Hartman Gloria Estefan, but Gloria's better. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Mom loved Gloria, and they looked similar. So Mom was, oh my gosh, she's so pretty and cute. She was the same with Barbara Streisand. They look similar, so it's like she gets to be with Ryan O'Neal and Robert Redford. And so it was like, Mom, your dad looks like fucking John Derek there and shit. And Steve, when he was young, looked like freaking young Marlon Brando. Yeah. So you're crazy, Gloria Estefan, what's her name again? Barbara Streisand asked, got to be with the hot guys too. And then get abused because, they try to make you into their perfect little say everything I want to hear. It's all about me. I'm being egocentric because I don't want to be murdered off the planet. And I get that. I understand the damage from the egocentric activities. There's nothing wrong with my dad. What's wrong with my dad's environment are all the egocentric assholes that are jealous of him and his kid. Scared, Potter? Okay, do you guys understand? Them and their wands. Another goddamn magic wand. I have a penis that can put me into pornos. I make John Holmes go, hey, I've got a bigger penis than Clarence Thomas there. And my Coke can make Anita Hill howl all night till the cows come home. Can't believe you said that in front of people. I can't believe you mass murder for people to get phones to sell pornography and won't stand up to live the Lord's Prayer. Okay, but it's happening. I have to believe it. It's happening. I'm disgusted because I have to believe it's happening, and I have to get up and do everything within my beautiful ability to try to stop it anonymously, surrounded by the worst perverts in the history of egotism. Okay, I love you very much. If you're here against your will at the comic book store, blink twice. Okay, now give me your phone number, and here's the picture I drew of you. Okay. It's hanging on the wall in the barn. Okay, guys, I love you. All right, peace.